Cesar Millan made a groundbreaking statement that shook America. Ironically, the dog whisperer, a master of canine restraint, has shattered the human world. Fans are astonished, and critics are furious. Experts are analyzing every phrase to find the meaning of this earth-shattering statement. Could this be the start of an upheaval, a collapse, or the most important moment in the man's career, who previously ruled millions of dogs? A vision started, Chapter 1, The Rise of the Dog Whisperer, regardless of the outcome. At 21, Cesar Millan arrived in the U.S. impoverished, unfamiliar with English, and without connections. However, he had an unusual understanding of dogs. Born in Sinaloa, Mexico, known for its wild beauty and dramatic stories, Millan studied feral dog packs' survival, interaction, and hierarchical structure. His knowledge of dogs was not textbook-based. It was forged by experience. He was fascinated by dogs' quiet communication throughout his teens. He felt humans could learn to communicate with dogs instinctively, beyond verbal directions and rewards. He arrived in Los Angeles homeless and jobless. He did mundane occupations like washing cars, cleaning, and gardening, but he had bigger goals. He wanted to help dogs, and believed he could. Opportunity arose. Cesar Millan gained fame after years of teaching dogs at numerous facilities. Rumors circulated about a Mexican man who could train even the most hopeless canines. An acquaintance suggested Will Smith get help with Cesar, the family's beloved dog. Hollywood star Will Smith was amazed by Millan's ability to control the animal with stare, gesture, and energy. From then on, Cesar Millan's career changed. Celebrities including Oprah Winfrey, Vin Diesel, and Nicolas Cage sought his advice. Everyone wanted this wonderful man to whisper to their dogs. He got his own show, Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan, quickly. He changed dog training forever in the first episode by saying, "I rehabilitate dogs. I train people." His efforts went beyond dog training. He addressed their mental health. More importantly, he educated owners who often thought they understood dogs but didn't. This statement was ambitious and audacious, but it unlocked his media power. He captivated Americans with his ability to subdue even the most vicious canines with a simple neck touch. Parents even used Millan's methods to raise kids. People in business started talking about his calm, assertive energy on his show. Cesar Millan went from dog trainer to cultural superstar. Millan became a national dog trainer after the program's success. He spoke at worldwide conferences and appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Dog Whisperer was one of the most successful animal-focused shows ever, airing in over 80 countries and breaking ratings records. His supporters called Cesar Millan a prodigy with unmatched dog communication skills. Was this true? Dog trainers expressed reservations. They doubted Millan's pack leadership tactics would last. They claimed he was using fear to control animals rather than changing behavior. Animal welfare groups noticed. Discussions on web forums heated up. Cesar Millan's career soared despite mounting mistrust. He opened a training center, wrote best-selling books, and sold collars, leashes, and dog food. His ambitions were endless. In the bright glare, danger began to appear. Some voiced their opinions. Former employees revealed private events. Some Millan-trained dogs showed tension, anxiety, and unpleasant behaviors after leaving the program. American media asked tough questions. Are Cesar Millan's approaches effective or just camera-ready? Do the dogs on the show really change, or are they just locked up for the show? He's controversial and uses questionable methods, but is he talented? As an American hero, Cesar Millan faced the terrible consequences of fame. This was just the beginning. Chapter 2. Alpha or Abuser. Cesar Millan firmly believed in dominance theory and animal hierarchical control. He believed and preached it as unshakable. According to Millan, humans must always lead their dogs. He often said, "A dog requires a pack leader, and if you're not, they will be." He believed that the lack of human authority caused all dog behavior disorders. Without a leader, a dog will try to rule the pack, which can lead to hostility, unruliness, and danger. Millan revived this theory. He compared canine training to controlling a wolf pack, where only the strong survive. However, many animal biologists believe this was outmoded and faulty. Initially, Millan faced little resistance, but as his reputation grew, specialists began to disagree. Animal behaviorists said dominance theory was outdated. They claimed that domestic dogs do not have an alpha-based hierarchy like wild wolves, and that dominance-based discipline could injure them psychologically. Famous dog trainer Victoria Stilwell was one of his harshest detractors. She declared on TV that Millan's tactics were dangerous and outmoded. Do not intimidate an animal to learn. Others shared her view. The Humane Society of the United States called Millan's method psychological abuse of dogs. Animal welfare groups watched every episode of Dog Whisperer and found compulsion and brutality in his tactics. Despite rising criticism, Millan persisted. He insisted that he used energy, not violence, to rule. It's not punishment. Rules, limits, and restrictions. He stressed that dogs respond to energy, not words. Dogs will take over if they sense their owner's weakness. He thought that only by managing their emotions can humans manage their dogs. Millan even demonstrated training to prove his claim. He could quiet a growling dog with a glance, or calm a furious pit bull in front of hundreds of spectators. These displays strengthened his credibility, but also sparked suspicion. They wondered if these dogs were truly transformed or just tamed by a camera and a good trainer. Millan's tactics mute dogs, or do they behave? While these disputes continued, Millan's reputation was seriously damaged by a terrible incident. The people was outraged after a Cesar 9/11 film went viral online in 2016. In the video, Millan worked with a French Bulldog Terrier mix that had attacked small animals. He unleashed the dog into an enclosure with a pig, and the dog chewed the pig's ear, spilling blood. Millions watched in horror. Animal protection groups quickly sought Millan's inquiry for animal maltreatment. The world's largest animal rights organization, PETA, strongly chastised him, saying his actions invited a predator to attack. Millan's network, National Geographic, had to publish a statement after public uproar. They said Cesar did not intend to hurt the pig and that the incident was accidental. This did not calm public opinion. Officially, Millan was probed. Cesar 911 was closely monitored. The key question loomed as his reputation suffered. Cesar Millan, a skilled dog trainer or a coercive authority figure? Cesar Millan faced intense criticism after this. Animal welfare groups dissected his methods. Dog trainers publicly attacked Millan's methods as intimidatory rather than understanding. A loyal fan base defended him, but public opinion grew more divided. Some called him a legend, others a deadly fraud. Cesar Millan persisted. He wouldn't change tactics. He didn't apologize. His statement stood. However, as public discontent reached a boiling point, a series of unusual occurrences forced Millan into a career crisis. Chapter 3. No one could have predicted that an episode of Cesar 911 would spark Cesar Millan's biggest public outrage on that day. He went from dog whisperer to global vilification in less than a minute. Millan faced a difficult situation on Cesar 911 in 2016, a French Bulldog Terrier mix with a habit of attacking small animals. Owner was overwhelmed by its aggressive and unpredictable behavior, especially with pigs and other animals. With his usual confidence, Millan took a risky method to assist the dog overcome its phobias and aggression. A momentary mistake caused the situation to escalate out of control. The dog attacked the pig and tore its ear in front of the camera. Blood streamed down. The pig wailed, trying to escape the attack. This video grabbed attention immediately. It was broadcast on TV and quickly spread on social media. Within hours of the episode's airing, thousands of angry comments flooded social media. Not training. This is hell. Cesar Millan should be charged for animal abuse. To create drama, he tolerated this. Outrage quickly spread, attracting the world's top animal rights groups. PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, strongly denounced Millan. That episode was nasty and unnecessary. Cesar Millan needs investigation. National Geographic received many complaints requesting the show's termination and Millan's legal accountability. Public pressure forced officials to act. Los Angeles County Department of Animal Care and Control began an investigation into animal maltreatment. Millan faced public scrutiny amid the growing backlash. He immediately addressed the criticism and defended himself. Not an animal abuser. Rehabilitate them. He said the episode's situation was unplanned. He and his team were surprised by the dog's rage. Millan later claimed that the pig was unharmed and that he had taken control immediately. However, most people were unconvinced. They asked appropriate questions. Given its history, why put an aggressive dog with a pig in an enclosure? Why were no precautions taken to prevent this accident? Was this a TV stunt to get attention? Millan went from a revered dog trainer to a controversial person due to this widespread distrust. Under public pressure, the official investigation continued. Millan might be banned from pet training if found guilty of animal cruelty. Even after weeks of inquiry, the result astonished many. Cesar Millan was acquitted. The investigation found no indication Millan purposefully caused the tragedy. It was accidental and not animal cruelty, they concluded. The community was greatly divided by this decision. Millan's supporters said he was unfairly attacked and applauded the verdict. His critics argued that his reputation was forever ruined. Despite not being convicted, this episode had lasting effects. National Geographic reconsidered its long-term association with Millan under public pressure. Several commercial sponsorships ended. His reputation as a dog whisperer deteriorated. From then on, his career was shaky. Could he rebound and prove he was still the dog whisperer, or would the criticism overwhelm him? While public opinion was sparked, a succession of unexpected lawsuits threatened to demolish what he had constructed. Chapter 4. Lawsuits, Scandals, and Silence. Cesar Millan faced another tempest, this time considerably worse, that extended beyond television debates and into the legal arena after the pig incident. Once admired, the dog whisperer now faced lawsuits, allegations, and controversies. Finally, silence was no longer an option. A former employee who worked with Millan filed the first complaint, not the public or animal welfare groups. This anonymous plaintiff sued Cesar Millan for concealing dog attacks at his training facility. The lawsuit claims that Millan ordered his workers to stay silent when dogs bit people during training. His approaches were risky. He ignored warning signs and brushed off problems. The public was alarmed by these claims. Could Cesar Millan, known for reading dogs, have allowed them to attack people without control? This was just the start of his legal nightmare. The former employee's charges may have been a rant, but the lawsuit damaged Millan's reputation. Lydia Mattis, a Florida nurse, sued Millan's dog for badly biting her hand. Lydia's ordeal began in 2017. She was visiting a buddy near Millan's dog psychology center training facility. Suddenly, Millan's pit bull fled the center and charged her. No time for Lydia to react. The dog bit her hand deeply in seconds, damaging tendons and ligaments. Her terrible injuries prevented her from working as a nurse. Permanent effects affected her work and life. She sued Cesar Millan for millions. Trusted that place. I believed the dog whisperer. His dog nearly ruined my life. Millan refuted the charges in court, saying the dog was harmless, and Lydia lacked sufficient evidence to hold him guilty. However, the litigation damaged Millan's reputation. The dog whisperer was now accused of losing control of the animals he trained. While Lydia Mattis's lawsuit was pending, other alarming allegations emerged. Many dog owners said Millan's training caused their creatures great psychological distress. Some reported that their dogs became aggressive and unmanageable after leaving the facility. Scientists called Millan's alpha dog theory dangerous and outmoded. Cesar Millan had everything going against him. Millan had usually responded to criticism, but this time he disappeared. He did not give interviews, appear on TV, or explain on social media. Why doesn't he react? Asked millions of fans, implicitly admitting guilt. Could the dog whisperer's career end? Millan's quiet became a question mark over time. He stopped appearing on talk shows and teaching canines. Cesar Millan seemed to be forgotten. Cesar Millan surprisingly returned just when everyone thought he was gone. Without warning or marketing, he appeared in an exclusive interview to face all the charges and speculations, then made a statement that shocked the nation. The world will see that I have nothing to hide. This proclamation reacted immediately. What would follow? Was Cesar Millan innocent or trying to deflect attention? Chapter 5. Did I err? Everyone in America held their breath. After years of pursuing dominance theory, several heated disputes with professionals, and a series of scandals that ruined his name, Cesar Millan abruptly appeared on television with a staggering claim. Perhaps dominance theory was wrong. It seemed like time stopped then. Millan, who formerly believed that humans must be the alpha in their relationships with dogs, now doubts his own success. The announcement was made in an exclusive interview with one of America's top talk shows. The host gazed directly into Millan's eyes as he took the platform and asked the world's burning question. Still believe in dominance theory? Millan was slow to answer. Several seconds passed as he contemplated. He then sighed and said something that silenced the studio. Maybe I was wrong. All present were amazed. This was the first time Cesar Millan acknowledged his method's flaws. He added, I've learned from my mistakes and want to grow. Learned from mistakes. Want to change? Cesar Millan had never used these expressions. Despite fierce criticism, he defended his position for years. His tone changed this time. Millan's statement shook the dog training community immediately. His loyal supporters said this was a brave move for someone prepared to learn and adapt. Victoria Stilwell, a dog trainer who had long criticized Millan, saw this as a PR move to repair his reputation. Social media arguments raged. After multiple lawsuits, is Cesar Millan trying to erase his past? If he was wrong, what about the mistrained dogs? Why own his mistakes when his reputation is ruined? Although some saw this as a positive turning point, animal behavior scientists supported Millan, saying he could improve dog training if he changed his methods. Cesar Millan abandoning dominance theory could be the biggest dog training change in decades. Still, the main question remained. Did he want to change, or was this a desperate attempt to save his reputation? Millan didn't rest after the interview. He started appearing on more TV shows to discuss his desire to change his teaching methodology to emphasize positive reinforcement over compulsion. Working with animal behavior research experts, he tried new methods to be gentler. In his new course, The New Way of Dog Whispering, he taught tactics that foster trust with dogs rather than dominance. Would this change the popular opinion? Millan's background was tarnished despite signs of progress. Lawsuits persisted. Dog owners who trusted him but were disappointed kept complaining. Animal welfare groups saw him as a symbol of antiquated and dangerous methods. Despite his admitting fault, the crowd asked a poignant question. Why wait until all alternatives are gone before changing? Was Cesar Millan too late to redeem himself? Millan persisted despite the backlash. He started new businesses and updated training programs. He tried to connect with the community to prove he wasn't a villain. He tried to reestablish trust despite the difficult journey ahead. But the most important question remained unresolved. Did Cesar Millan feel sorrow, or was it a ploy to avoid scandal? The solution would come with time. Chapter 6. Restoration or Destruction. Another stage light came on. Cesar Millan stood in the studio's center, showing less confidence than before. An audience watched him with suspicion and interest. Though not his first TV appearance, the atmosphere was different. Public opinion was divided after his shocking claim that dominance theory was wrong. Supporters saw this as a positive turn for Millan. He was called an opportunist for trying to repair his reputation following a string of controversies. Millan counterattacked instead of fleeing. Better Human, Better Dog, his new program, stressed that it's about rehabilitating people as well as canines. Millan's upcoming show was hyped. Alpha roles, pinning canines to the ground to assert dominance, were eliminated. No harsh rib pokes or strong leash jerks. Instead, Millan stressed human-dog bonding. He discussed the owner's perspective rather than coercing the animals. He invited animal behaviorists to discuss humane training.